Hello, good people, and welcome to Finance Skills Hub. Here we learn, we connect, and we grow. Well, we are in the era of AI. What that means is that we should be doing smart work. If you're a Power BI developer, you can actually take advantage of any of the generative AI tools to cut short a lot of the manual processes. Well, in this video, we want to explore one example where we can generate bulk formulas, DAX formulas in our Power BI report with just one single prompt. So it doesn't matter if you are doing 50 of them. If you give ChatGPT or Gemini context, it is able to use that to generate in bulk. You load once and then you proceed with your work. So if you're game, join me in Power BI and let's get started. Okay, so we'll begin with this data. It's just a simple sales data. This data is for the regular sales. This is the fact table, our order IDs and all that. And then we have our selling price, which you can get revenue from. And then we have three dimension tables. One speaks to data on customers, the other on branches, and then we have another on our products. Okay. So I'm showing you this because we want to give ChatGPT context for it to create these formulas for us. Now, to proceed, we will go ahead and load this data into Power BI. So this is my blank Power BI report. I'll go to get data, load this from an Excel workbook. Okay, so this is the data that I'm looking for. Okay, so in the original data sets, we had two worksheets, but now Power BI is smart enough to also give you suggested tables. So this is the sales table. This is the lookup tables, customers, branches, and products. So we'll commit the suggested tables, right? And then we'll go ahead and then transform. So we are doing all this so that we can give some context. So what we'll do is we'll end up creating a data model. Okay. So this is the first table. Once we preview it, everything is fine here. We just have to rename it sales. Then we come to the customers table. So over here, you see that the first row has to be pushed up as a header, right? So we'll go use first row as headers, and then we'll rename this customers. Then we have our city or branches. So we'll come here and then push this up as well. Let's call this branches. And then finally, we have our products table. So this one, we'll use first row as headers as well, and we'll call this products. Okay, so these tables will now form the core inputs of our data model. We are going to proceed. We'll go ahead and then close and apply. Okay, so once it closes and it applies and loads it, we should now have a connected data model. So we'll jump straight to the model view. And over here, you'll notice that we have our tables connected. So we have our customers table right here. This is our sales table. Now, we want to arrange this in such a way that when we take a screenshot, ChatGPT would be able to see all the columns and the names of the tables as well. Okay, so I'm arranging it in such a way that no field is hidden. So customers is here, branches here, sales with a full list of columns. What we are missing here is a date table, which you can create easily. So while we are in this model view, you locate new table. So I'll go ahead and create a new table. I'm going to call this calendar, and I'll proceed with the calendar auto. So this is my calendar auto function. It will generate a series of dates by scanning the earliest to the latest. Okay, so I'll go ahead and I'll press enter. So my calendar table is created here. I'm going to place it here. Okay, I'll connect the calendar table, the primary date column, to my order dates. Okay, so this is a one-to-many relationship, and then I'll go ahead and save. Okay, so technically, this is all the context ChatGPT will need a full list of our tables and then the fields that are in there. But before we proceed or take a screenshot of this, we first have to do a few things. So we'll come to the report page. You notice that our tables are here. We want to add a table that is dedicated to calculations. Okay, we normally call this the measures table or the calculations table. So to do that, I'm going into the modeling tab. Okay, then I'll come to new table, and once this formula bar opens up, we are going to call this table calculations. Okay, bring an equal to. We are creating an empty table, so you don't really have to do anything after the equal sign. See where my cursor is, and I'll press enter. So this now creates an empty table. We want to put in one sample measure, okay, so that it can be a guide, or we can use that template to help prompt ChatGPT. So I'll click on this, right click, and then create a new measure, which is a sample measure. Let's call this sample, right, for the purposes of this. Then equal to, we use any function, blank or anything like that. Okay, so this is going to be our sample measure. We'll go ahead. So what this means is that we've created one table that has one example of a measure. We can hide this idle column. Okay, and then we have our table and a sample measure here. When you come to the DAX query view, which is the fourth icon on your left, okay, what this does is it helps you review or audit your DAX formulas. We can also use it to write our formulas. Now, if you click on the table, you right click on that table you created. In the option for quick queries, you can define all measures in the table. Okay. When you do that, it would now write this DAX code, if you like. So it begins with define. It gives you the standard measure, okay, label, and then the name of the table, which is calculations, is here. Then the name of the measure is also here. Then whatever formula also follows. Okay. Then it goes ahead to evaluate. Okay. What we need is just the top part. So I'm going to delete this bottom part. Okay. Then we'll use this as a guide for ChatGPT. Okay. So you can now copy this, and then we are going to use that as a template. So once this is copied, it's in my clipboard now. I'll come to my data model. You notice that this new table we created pops up here, but we don't need it. So I'll go and hide it. So I'll come in here. And once all my tables are in view, I'll take a screenshot. Okay. So I'll just take this screenshot. Right. So we now have all the ingredients we need to cook our formulas, if you like. So I'll come to ChatGPT and then first paste the screenshots of the data model. Okay. Then we'll proceed and then paste our prompt. Right. This can be any prompt, but I have one here. So I'm going to give it this one. Attached is the data model for a sales report. I want to build a dashboard that shows total revenue, total cost, profit margin, right? Assume you don't even know how to calculate this, but these are what you expect for your analysis. In fact, in one of the examples that I did, I didn't give it any specific formulas. I asked it to just analyze the data model and go ahead and generate the DAX formulas. It gave me about 20 of them, right? We want to keep this focused. Now, this line is important. You want to ask it to generate all the DAX measures and output it in one single DAX code using the formats below, right? So that is the format we copied. So I'll come here and then paste that format. So it is smart enough to know that once you give it this format, it is going to use a lot of the measures in just this single container. So that is the full prompt we are going to give it. Let's see what it gives us. So I'll go ahead and then commit this. So it goes through the typical process, analyzing the image, okay, and it goes through the thinking process. what it's going to give us is something that we can actually copy and then paste one time, and then it loads. Okay, so this now opens a DAX code page. So all the forward slashes here are comments. Now, anything you see that begins with measure is one measure that has been calculated. So example, this is gross revenue. It calculated it by using sum X and then multiplying selling price and quantity. Then it gave the discounted amount, it gave the total revenue, the total cost, went ahead with profits, okay? And then it also went ahead and gave us the top customer name and revenue and all that, okay? So we asked for a few, but for context, it gave us even extra measures. What you need to do is just simply copy this code. So I've copied this code. Then you come back to Power BI. Okay. You go back to the DAX query view. Okay. If you like, you can highlight the whole of this and then paste what you just copied. Okay. Because all our tables are defined, we don't expect any errors. So usually you may get an error if a table is missing. So you just need to fix that if that happens. Now, once this is done, you see the option to update model with changes, right? So you go ahead and then you click this, then you go ahead and update your model. Instantly, you see that all your measures are now in your table. To get a better view, you can go to the report view. This is our calculations table. This is one of our measures. This is gross revenue. This is profit. This is profit margin, and so on. To be sure this is working, we can attempt to visualize it. Okay. So if I'll come here and I check total revenue, it gives me 6.56. I come here, I check total costs, it gives me 5 million. I want to also visualize the profits. Okay. So that is also here. Okay. And I want to see the top customer. Okay. By revenue, that is Osebonsu, who is also here. Right. So you can now go ahead and then visualize. Okay. You can also make edits if you understand the DAX formula that has been used. Let's add one more visual with a clustered column chart where we choose to visualize our revenue. So I'll come to calculations, do total revenue, and then in the x-axis, we'll put in the calendar, put in month in the hierarchy, right? So we have something like this. I'm doing this for you to know that we have a full functional Power BI report or data model, right? So you can now go ahead and then create your visual or communicate with the calculations, right? Now, I must say that beyond just writing DAX formulas, you can also use generative AI to even help you with the design. You can use it to modify the ETL or transformation process, right? So hopefully you get a sense of how you can use this. Please practice and add it to your Power BI skills and AI skills. I'll be happy to see what you come up with. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
If this video was helpful and you would like to receive more of these videos directly on your WhatsApp, you can send ad to this WhatsApp number. We'll add you to our broadcast list so you receive our videos directly. You can also visit our YouTube channel, Finance Skills Hub. All our old videos are here. Please subscribe for notification of new videos or connect with us on any of these social media handles. Thank you so much for watching.